Not at the mall. Glasses told Vanguard to meet him in Santa Fe. Oh, silly Anna. Southwest.
Entering safe area.
Agent, priority objective available.
Agent in need of backup.
Hey, what is up, my fellow guardians of the grid? Welcome back to another streaming session. Definitely want to say thank you if you're checking out the live stream on Twitch. Also want to say thank you if you're checking out the replay on YouTube. If you're new to the channel and are not yet subscribed, all I can say is, what are you waiting for? Don't be shy. Go ahead and hit subscribe. I'm a pretty nice guy. Not a pro, not a noob, just a regular dude who enjoys playing video games. Started streaming that, sharing that with the world. I welcome anybody who wants to help grow this channel with me. So if you're into this type of content and you enjoy this type of content, please be sure to hit the follow button if you're on Twitch. Make sure you hit the sub button if you're on YouTube. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're made aware anytime I go live or anytime I upload a new video to the channel. If your name is visible to me and you're new to the channel, I'll be sure to give you a shout out on the next video. Thank you for all of you who have already hit the subscribe button or are following on the Twitch side of the house. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Much love to you guys. Without your support, our channel doesn't exist, so thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. Big shout out to those of you who are just checking out the channel today. I really hope you enjoy the content. I do have links for both of the channels. The YouTube link is located in the Twitch description. Twitch link is located in the YouTube description. Make sure you check that out. I do have a collection of YouTube shorts I've uploaded to the channel, so if you're into that type of content, please be sure to share that with fellow guardians, fellow gamers, fellow family members, anybody who you think would enjoy that type of content. With that said, I promise you guys, this isn't a Tom Clancy channel. I'm overly obsessed with this game. I don't understand why. I just really am. But at the behest of one of you viewers out there, I do want to say thank you for interacting, leaving some comments down there, making sure that we get into the algorithm, into the big pool of things. But yes, as I was saying, at the request of one of you viewers, you've asked me to do a build video. I've been meaning to do a build video on my Bob, or also known as a DOT, a DOT. That stands for, or Bob would stand for a bleed out build. DOT would be a damage over time, whatever you prefer. I really don't mind. But jumping right into it, needless to say, well, first thing I want to say is something I usually say on any time I do a build video. This is simply a blueprint. If you guys find a better way to do this, by all means, fit it to the way you play. All right. Really just kind of take this as a grain of salt. But let's go ahead and start with just the basic setup here. So with the Bob build, you're going to be using, or rather I use, the ongoing directive. With ongoing directive, if you have all 4 pieces, you have 15% status effects, you have 30% reload speed, and then after the 4th piece is added, you have what is known as rules of engagement. Shooting a status effect, an enemy will apply a mark. Killing a marked enemy grants a full clip of hollow point ammo for your active weapon, and half a clip of the agent's active weapon to the rest of the party. Mark lasts for 10 seconds. Hollow point ammo amplifies weapon damage by 20% and applies bleed on hit. So here's the thing about this here. Once you get the status effects rolling, you literally have it. Well, if you play it right, you could quite literally just walk around with infinite ammo of hollow points, which with the way that I have this set up and the way I have it built, you can quite honestly pull a status effect at any moment. So, but getting back on track, sticking to the basics here, usually what I'll do is, for my 4 pieces, I will use the mask, the gloves, the knee pads, and the holster. The reason why is because if you keep these 2 slots open, the backpack and the chest rig, you actually get 2 extra talents. So in this case, I have the Lowlands Carrier, which I believe this popped up in one of the more recent updates. Pretty cool little bag. Gives you 15% magazine size. Awesome. For this one, I have a skill tier modification on it. See if we can pull that up here. Yeah, right here. I have a, you can switch it to weapon damage or armor, whatever you prefer. One thing you also want to do is try to keep in mind or try to remember to upgrade these or optimize these whenever you get a chance. But and then I have for the talent that I have on there. Sorry. The talent is killing an enemy adds and refreshes a stack of 10% bonus armor, because I've learned in this game that if you don't have armor, then you don't have life, and if you don't have life, you're dead. So this one here is the Palisade Steelworks. It gives you 10% extra armor, and then it grants 20% bonus armor while reloading. So this is kind of a crude version of the set that I have, but that's kind of the basics there. For the weapons, I have St. Elmo's Engine. The reason why I have this is because, well, we'll just read off. Shooting an enemy with this weapon will give you 1 stack. At 100 stacks, the next magazine will be 100% filled with shock ammo. Obviously, with shock ammo, that gives you a status effect, and if you kill somebody that's been shocked, you get you'll get hollow points. So that's one way I keep it rolling. And then with this, Cricket is pretty cool. Sorry, hold on. There we go. Killing an enemy farther than 20 meters builds up a stack. Max stack is 2, so 40. Or I'm sorry, so 2. Hitting an enemy with 20 meters or within 20 meters uses all stacks to provide 35% amplified damage to enemies within 20 meters. So nothing too crazy, just something to help keep the build rolling. Now, another version of this that I use, which this one I use a little bit more often, is this one. This one I mixed it up. Like I said before, you can kind of do this however you want, but ultimately what I did is I have this exotic here, Vial. Status effects also apply a damage over time buff for 10 seconds. Total damage dealt is equal to 50% of your concussion grenade damage and increased by your status effect attributes. So basically, whenever you hit somebody with a status effect, they get poisoned. So that's just more damage that you get to stack on top of that. And then for the backpack slot, I have the Lowlands Carrier for the 15% magazine size, because, the bigger the magazine size, the more hollow points that you get. Killing an enemy adds and refreshes a stack of 10% bonus armor. So now, one thing that you can do with this, and I think this is pretty cool, if you really want to get creative, or if you really want to stretch out this build a little bit, you can tinker with it. Oh, well, let me see. Let's see if we can find one that we can actually tinker with. This one? Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Creeping Death. This is... So, when you apply a status effect, it also applies to all enemies within 8 meters of your target. So, it's like a plague. You can call this a plague build if you wanted to. I think that's pretty cool, personally. But yeah, that's one way that you can take this build. Now, the other thing here was with weapons. So with this is pretty cool. The Strega, killing an enemy will apply a mark, killing an enemy will apply a mark on every enemy within 20 meters. So again, if you have that buff, or if you have that talent on the backpack, that kind of that stretches it out even more. Max number of marks that can be applied is 5. The marks on an enemy will disappear after 10 seconds. The last one after the last one has been applied. Sorry, I can't read tonight, guys. Deal 15% amplified damage per mark to marked enemies. So that's pretty cool, because again, it's a status effect, and that'll trigger. I believe that triggers the vial. And then right now I'm just rocking this right here, but a couple of different weapons that you can use with this that are really nifty. Let's see. You have this Iron Lung. So this is cool, because shooting an enemy will heat up the weapon, filling the heat meter. The meter is equivalent to 50% of the weapon's standard magazine size. When the meter is full, rounds shot by this weapon ignite enemies. So you basically set people on fire, and by setting people on fire, you trigger a status effect, which triggers the talent on this build. You also have Pestilence. Hitting this will apply a debuff, dealing 100% weapon damage over 10 seconds, stacks up to 50 times. Whenever an enemy dies with this buff, 100% of the stacks is transferred to the enemy nearby within 25 meters. Again, this is a plague build if you play it right, because then you put that with Vile, which, again, Vile poisons everybody, and then you have that talent on the backpack, which spreads that to everything around it. So, pretty awesome. Let's see, what else do we got? A couple of other ways that I like to flex this build is with Sadist, right here. If you look under the talents, amplifies weapon damage by 30% to bleeding enemies. So if you have hollow points, you're getting a 30% buff every time that you hit somebody. See, I have the same thing with Lexington. Lexington is a named weapon. I was actually able to switch this talent out, but let's go ahead. Now, for the slots, for the little mod slots, I just use armor on kill, because again, if you don't have armor, you don't have life. If you don't have life, you're dead. The class that I use is minigun, because with minigun you get a really cool grenade. You get this grenade here. Okay, the riot foam grenade. The reason why the riot foam grenade is so cool is because it triggers a status. I forget what it's called, but it's basically a trap status. So again, if you kill somebody with a status, you can ultimately get this build really rolling. For my talents, I'm just using this here. Fancy. This is pretty cool too. I like to call it the Kamea wave, but you can call it force push, whatever. But in the game, it's called the Banshee Pulse. The Banshee Pulse. Now, the only way that you can equip this is if you have the minigun class, so just kind of keep that in mind. But it does apply a disorientation status effect, which ultimately, if you kill somebody with a status effect, you get hollow points. If you get hollow points, you can really get this build going. But yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I think I've talked enough. Let's go ahead and flex this a little bit so you guys can really see how this thing can, really rock and roll here. Hold on. We'll use Lexington, and you gotta have a big gun with this, especially if you're gonna be running around doing solo stuff. Let's take a look here. I know I got some other weapons rolling around here. Oh, I don't have anything? I don't have any others? Alright, well that's fine. We'll just use this one. And then liquid busy little bee. Alright. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how this actually works. So this is one way you can get things rolling. And then bam, as you can see, I now have a bunch of hollow points just stacking up, and at the same time, so you don't even have to kill them. You can just wait for them to die. Boop boop boop, and you still get hollow points for that. Now another way you can get this rolling, like I said, with the grenade. Boom. Hollow points. And then remember too, because whenever you're getting these hollow points, it's also spreading to all of your other buddies. So if you're rolling in if you're rolling in a team, that's pretty awesome, because if you run out of hollow points, at least some of these guys have one, so you're gonna kill somebody with a status effect eventually. You may have to steal a kill from somebody, but you're still gonna get those hollow points. Alright, look at that. Now, just once again. Boop. Alright. So yeah, that is the damage over time, or the I call it the Bob build. Not the Bob build. That's like saying VIN number. This is a Bob bleed out build, DOT damage over time, or plague build. I don't, whatever you want to call it. Pretty cool little build. It's gotten me through a lot of this game. It's really helped me in high level situations. Of course, you have to play a little smart, but ultimately, you can take down two agents. You can take down double agents. Whenever you get ran up on, it's very good for handling waves. Very good for breaking through armor too. Because keep in mind, when you hit somebody with a status effect, it eats right through the armor, so that helps you break that down. But just to take it a step further, let's go do something. So you guys, I'm sure you can check this out in a couple of other videos from the past, but let's just take it for a spin so you guys can kind of really see how this works out. So now that you see the build and things like that, we can see how, or you can see it in action, I guess you could say. But yeah, stop the gabbing. Let's get to some gaming.
Hostile control point nearby.
So another thing that I'd like to mention is with this build, you can turn on things like Pistolero for a little bit of or a little extra XP, if you will. I think the golden bullet thing is going on right now, but anyway, I digress. The Pistolero, start with no ammo. Hostiles killed with a sidearm are the only way of getting an ammo source, but with this, you're constantly getting hollow points, so ammo isn't necessarily an issue. So we'll go ahead and turn that on. Surprise XP event, you say? What's going on here? Increase your expertise faster. Oh,
Agent requesting
nice.
backup.
We'll go ahead and activate this first. Boom. And on a side note, I bought one of those little one of those cards. What is it? The SD, or not an SD card. What is it? The expansion drive. I bought the expansion drive for my console here, and yeah, dude, this thing, I mean, 2 terabytes of info, and then you get it's basically an upgrade. And I got it for pretty cheap on Amazon. Got it on a deal, so that was pretty awesome. All right, let's get rolling here. Dang, I already got.
Getting that black assault team out of there is your main objective. There are a few high priority targets we want you to neutralize.
Hostile assembling golden bullet. Golden bullet received.
You're gonna have to do this room by room. We have zero intel on how they're set up on site.
Here's an idea. Since we're doing golden bullet, let's switch this out for the Mozambique. No. Here, we'll use this. Yes, that's fine. Let's do this, because every time you kill somebody, I think it like replenishes the magazine, and this thing feeds off of continuous fire, so yeah. See if we can make this work.
Golden bullet complete.
Confirming that Puck is down. Good work. Continue clearing the building.
See what I mean though? Like this build is pretty crazy. Especially once you get everything kicking and you know, rocking and rolling. It just works. But hopefully don't run into any rogue agents. I haven't had a lot of good luck with them lately. Oh, I forgot you can't get ammo.
Vital signs critical.
Neutralized. One priority target remaining.
Jeez. You see, he just got caught on fire just for being in the area. Don't worry, I'll get you. Boop. Okay, maybe I didn't get him that time.
Golden bullet complete. Agent
Jeez, that was a pain.
bullet.
Heads up.
Well, thank
There's
you.
movement on the roof. They just sent multiple squads back down into the building. Elevator power has been disconnected. Stop exit. Another batch of reinforcements just headed down from the roof. Looks like they're taking up defensive positions around a mobile command post topside.
If they've got a command station, you should pull data from it.
Download initiated. Hostile has full golden bullet. Percent complete.
Priority targets down for the count.
Reinforcements entering the building on the ground floor.
Roger that. Agent, you're gonna have your hands full.
I think I'll have a little Coke.
All clear. Black Tusk appears to have abandoned the location.
System restored.
All right, my fellow guardians of the grid. So that will conclude this
Museum stockades. We'll need to use
build
that
video, if you will. As you can see, it is a very fast rolling type of build, if you will. If you set it up the right way, then, well, that kind of goes against what I mentioned earlier, but if you set it up well enough, I should say, you will find yourself in a situation where you can have infinite ammo and very effective ammo. You can do things, you can run solo games a lot better. So yes, I really hope that this was helpful for you guys. I'll do another quick little overview. So like I said, if you have the vial mask, this really helps to make this this build really pop. But if you don't, then you can always do this type of version here. It is a little, you don't get as much of the the poison and things like that, but it's still a really good build. And like I mentioned before, if you have different weapons that are able to essentially help, like this for example, the Bullet King. Oh, this was so fun to run with the Bullet King because the Bullet King doesn't have a magazine size. It's just 100. It's just, you just lay on the trigger, right? Well, if you have hollow tips, you are laying down some serious cover fire, and it is super fun to play with. With the vial or with the pestilence, it's really fun to roll around with that. Like I said, this is a really fun build if you're into that kind of stuff. So again, I hope this was really helpful for you guys, especially if you're new to the game. If you're just trying to find different ways to really expand your skills, or really expand the game itself, this is really a good way to do that. Again, it helps you to accomplish a lot of solo missions. So I really hope that if you guys check this out, I really hope it works out for you. Well, with that said, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on this session. I definitely want to say thank you, definitely want to say thank you if you are checking out the live stream on Twitch. Also want to say thank you if you're checking out the replay on YouTube. If you're new to the channel and you're not yet subscribed, all I would say is, what are you waiting for? Don't be shy. Go ahead and hit subscribe. I'm a pretty nice guy. Not a pro, not a noob, just a regular dude who enjoys playing video games, started streaming that, sharing that with the world. I welcome anybody who wants to upgrade this channel with me. So if you're into this type of content and you enjoy this type of content, please be sure to hit the follow button if you're on Twitch. Make sure you hit the sub button if you're on YouTube. Make sure you hit the sub button if you're on YouTube. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're made aware anytime I go live or anytime I upload a new video to the channel. If your name is visible to me and you're new to the channel, be sure to give you a shout out on the next video. I do have links for both of the channels. YouTube link is located in the Twitch description. Twitch link is located in the YouTube description. Make sure you check that out. Share that with fellow gamers, fellow guardians, fellow family members, anybody who you think would enjoy this type of content. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Maybe on the next build, I'll do my run and gun build, which I think is pretty fun to mess with because there's two different ways you can do a run and gun on this. So we'll check that out in the next one. But until then, I will catch you, guardians, on the next video.